Alright, welcome back. This is turn 24, so we are now entering June 1915. Here we have the Serbian front, where the Serbs are making a hasty retreat back from the Central Powers, who have finally taken Belgrade. You'll see Niš is the new capital, so this will be a new area that we're going to kind of cluster around. We need to try and hold this as long as possible to keep Bulgaria out of the war. And on the Russian front, the Russians are going to try and use their readiness bonus to get a little tack in on the Germans, but doesn't have a whole lot of success. The Russians are just going to kind of form up a line. You'll notice that they have pretty equal numbers of corps units that are here. The difference is going to be these artillery that the Central Powers have. Down in this sector, the Germans don't have a HQ unit linked to them, so the Russians are able to inflict some damage, which they normally probably wouldn't be able to do. Even then, you'll notice it's still pretty close to a 1-to-1 exchange of damage. So here the Russians do manage to destroy a German corps. So the French are going to attempt to take Mulhausen. They're unleashing their artillery, which is now up to level 1. You'll notice that the Germans are basically only one level deep here. That's because most of their forces are deployed in the east at the moment. Alright, the Italian front. The Italians are going to try to make some inroads while they've got the firepower superiority. Not much success there. Russians are going to try and make another crack at breaking open these plains, breaking open to the plains here. You'll notice the Austrians are getting a little beat up in this sector. That's why it's so important for the Germans to come to the help of the Austrians. So here against Hindenburg, we're just going to pull back. Hopefully we can hold on to Kovno for a little while. Germans definitely have the upper hand in this area right now. It's back on the mid-eastern front. We'll have to be kind of quieted down here a little, but we do have some more reinforcements headed this way for the British. In the Atlantic, we've got some sub-warfare going on. Alright, that wraps up our replay for the turn. See, the Italian frogmen did manage to strike an Austro-Hungarian port. See that the subs are starting to take their effect on the Canada-UK convoy and Egypt-UK convoys. Get a whole bunch of detachments for Germany in one corps this turn. It's going to be used to beef up the Eastern Front quite a bit. That wraps up our turn. Stay tuned for the next update.